In this episode of Field Trips, we met up with a personal friend of mine, Brian Chorski. Brian is a photographer based in San Francisco, working as a freelancer, and has been a photographer for the last 5 years. Brian has been living in San Francisco for some time now, and as a San Francisco resident in the past myself, I can safely say that this city is one of the most beautiful places to take pictures.
Damn, that sunset's crazy. Sick.
I don't really know exactly what it is about San Francisco. It just feels so natural, and the light is always really nice. Once you step outside your front door, you are greeted with amazing air and a freshness that only the ocean can provide. I think why people love shooting in San Francisco is because of how nostalgic it feels. There's such an interesting juxtaposition between this modern, tech-focused city as well as a lot of older parts of the city that feel almost untouched. San Francisco to me just feels like a movie in a lot of ways. You know, you walk around towards sunset later in the evening, and you can really just kind of point your camera anywhere and you're going to get a really interesting photo. We decided to start out our morning with Brian in the Outer Sunset District, which is one of my favorite areas of San Francisco.
Can't decide if I like this more. There's not enough pink in it, you know? This truck, delivery vibe is cool, kind of cool. I love this. This is my life, dude. Just walking around for fun. Like the oranges and these houses back here, I'm barely not wide enough for it. It's too bad. Man, I'm just I'm drooling over this still. This is so nice. See what I mean about being a little wider? So for this particular scene, I wish I had a 35-ish, but I think this is what I ended up shooting. Something similar to that, but I would have preferred that, you know? Just something a little bit wider.
Brian has, in a lot of ways, refined his photography style from shooting in this neighborhood over the course of the pandemic, as well as essentially living here for the last several years. I think what makes his work so unique is that he really just notices things. Photography so much is about noticing light and noticing color and noticing natural compositions that most would just pass by.
I kind of want to wait for one of those guys to come back to their truck.
The light on that tree is so sick.
It's so nice. I love this red entryway too. So pretty.
So I'm not even remotely used to shooting with a 50mm. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that just an amazing scene? Wow,
So
dude.
sick.
Oh, I just finished a roll. It's good. If you want to jump start us over to Andy Town, I can load up and shoot this and then hustle up to meet you guys.
I think we'll focus probably more on Corinne, Point Reyes.
Cool.
Stinson. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. You ever, Sam, you ever see this thing happen where it'll start beyond your shutter?
Oh, interesting. Like when you load it?
Yeah. So I have to like manually in here and move this dial.
Move it back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because otherwise I'll just get 2 blank frames.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't like photograph this neighborhood that much in the mornings. I never saw and appreciated that scene like we did today. It's just like,
Morning light's nice.
yeah, man.
It's really nice.
I don't observe how light hits like the side of the blocks as frequently as I should. This beige on beige is looking pretty sweet. I think I gotta pass on this one. It's not as vibrant as I like try to strive for, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it. I think it'll look good. I'm usually very conservative with the film I shoot, but I don't know, I feel like today I might treat myself a little bit. This is awesome.
The thing that I noticed the most about Brian as we were taking pictures is his uncanny ability to notice really random shadows and lines and colors that I simply would have just passed by without even a second guess.
That is gonna be so freaking cool. Oh my god. I'm just color nerding out right now. It's so cool.
Pretty.
Yeah.
The lines here are great.
This ended up being a really great stop. We're not gonna make it to Marin. That burned in it. God, that photo is just gonna be crazy. Oh my god.
Looks so nice right now.
Yeah, this light's so nice.
It's like perfectly hazy right now.
It looks so good.
It looks so good.
This stretch is just
Perfect.
unbelievable.
Yes.
The pavement is so good.
So nice.
It's so perfect. Literally hitting the easy button today. just good light, and I'm just pointing and hoping.
I think as photographers, we like to take pictures and hang out with people that really resemble our personal style because we want to feel validated in some sort of way. And I think for me, the ability to take pictures with people that shoot things very differently than I do, this is the best part about photography, is to learn a new creative way of thinking and noticing life as it passes you by.
It's like perfect because great quality still.
It's gonna be really good.
Probably talking like a straight California dodo for 75% of the video. Oh my god. The morning looks good here. Biking down this is amazing. Like, I don't know, man. There's like the road comes back in, and then it just shoots you out down here. I'm riding the brake half the time, if I'm being honest. It's a little scary. Yeah, nice. Wow. Dude, I've taken 15 photos today already. That's insane. I'm gonna cool it. It's perfect.
The most scenic basketball hoop there ever was.
I mean, come on. Isn't that just spectacular?
Should have brought a basketball.
Yeah, for real.
Balled out a
Could
bit.
have pulled up and balled real quick.
Down for that. Pop up reds here.
It's just couldn't be cooler. I can't decide if I want some of this like green in the foreground too.
So many colors going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. This thing has 1/4000th of a second shutter.
Jeez.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
nuts.
mine goes up to 1/500.
That's what I was gonna say. That's most medium format cameras.
Yep. You know, it's really nice. This used to have a wooden button on it. Fell off, but it's the price you pay. What a trip, dude. It's growing. This had to have been here for 5+ years. You can see like so much growth in there.
Like yellow chairs up here too.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, honestly, one of those like chairs solo, like with the ocean in the background, would go really hard. Follow me. It's beautiful here. Just wait until you see the city with these houses. It's fucked. Check out this tree right here.
That
What
tree
is-
is so sick.
What is up with that? Why is it so sick? The greens here too are just like so perfect. The color palette is so nice.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's literally inch perfect, this entire scene. I simply can't get over it. Last. Woo. One of the sweetest spots in
So they're like a
Bay
they're like a mini.
I can get on camera right now and say this is the quickest roll of 120 I've ever shot in my life. Hands down. Usually takes me days. I think you maybe, I don't know if you were talking about that or if it was somebody else, but the Connie 645 is really nice for portrait work.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Because the autofocus is amazing.
Yep.
This
Yep.
lens is probably the best part.
Yeah.
The viewfinder's so bright.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like hit the autofocus too. It's like it's just this button with your thumb right there. It's pretty quick. You're pointing at Thomas, yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, no kidding. This is a portrait machine.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
The sweet spot's like f2.8 probably to f4. I don't really shoot wide open. It's like you don't get enough in focus, but
You generally shoot at like 4 to 5-ish for portraits?
2.8 to 4 normally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool.
Does that go down to 2.8?
2.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah, at wide open though, it's like you don't get it. Like, if you're shooting a portrait, you'll barely get someone's face in focus.
I know. Yeah. I had that problem with the 1.9.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah. I guess like having been full time for a little more than a year now, it's like my hub has been here, so like anybody I think is a good fit for a project like off the top of my head is from, like they're in the area.
Totally.
Not to say I don't have connects in LA, but I think there's a lot to be said about like building a really great network of people if you're a full-time creative. Like
Absolutely. Well, I think, yeah, in a place like, San Francisco, like it doesn't really matter anymore that you don't have to live in these like huge metropolises. Like,
no.
obviously San Francisco is a big city, but artistically speaking, it's not one of like, it's not a LA or a New York.
It's not a creative hub.
Exactly.
It's a tech hub.
But it's like enough, in today's world, like you don't have to be in the big cities anymore to be able to do whatever you want.
The one annoying thing that I will say about it is it's really hard to get work done, like actual shooting done during the weeks here.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of talent, it's not their full-time thing.
For sure. Because there's not enough work here that way.
Yeah.
For them, probably.
Yeah. So a lot of people are just like, I mean, it keeps their rates a little nicer.
Totally.
But because they're just like salaried, but
yeah, they're working like a day job of some
yeah.
sort. Yeah.
So, and that's what's made it hard for me to like do full time here and like use my weekdays effectively, because I can't go shoot. Like my entire weekdays are just bogged up with like trying to logistically get people to do things on weekends that end up not being like true weekends for me.
Yeah.
So it just got to be like a little. It does get frustrating trying to like full time it here.
I get that, yeah. Well, I mean, I've only known a handful of people throughout the years that have actually like had success being full-time freelancer, and like, that's what I mean. Obviously, LA, it's probably about as easy as it gets.
Exactly.
If you can't make it there, or you can't like find a full-time, or you can't be freelance full-time in LA, it's gonna be really hard to do anywhere else.
Exactly.
So it just gives you like the best opportunity to be successful, I think, and like the least amount of friction.
Yep.
Like even like Seattle, Portland, Salt Lake City, all the other places I've lived, like it's a lot harder to get your foot in the door. And people in LA, like I think for the most part, everyone I've met is really like down to share knowledge and be helpful and share information, and I feel like that's what makes it a lot more easy to actually find some sort of success there.
Yeah. I've done certain projects where I've I've just gave up entirely on trying to shoot it in SF, and I've just been like, cool, I'm just gonna cast people from LA now and bite the bullet and
Totally.
drive down there.
Well, and that's a nice.
Because they involved like a few days of shooting, and it was like, well, can't do that in SF. Like,
Yeah.
looks like I'm gonna go to LA to make this thing happen.
Totally. Well, in LA, you know, like, that's the cool thing about San Francisco is, you know, it doesn't look like LA. Like,
Yeah.
LA has that look, you know, and if something is shot there, it's very easy to tell.
Yeah.
And I think here you have a lot more uniqueness to the kind of stuff that you can shoot here,
Yeah.
which for a lot of people, you know, is the way that they can find success.
You know what's insane? The other week going off of that, the other week I was shooting in for Jack Wolfskin,
Yeah.
helping out with like some like winter content, and they were like, we want this to look like the Pacific Northwest, and I was like, say less. Like, and I just went up to this like beautiful set of redwoods, like just 5 minutes north of like a friend of mine's neighborhood in Oakland. And
So
I
nice.
just like we just met up, and like it was a friend of a friend and his family, so it was like a family of 4, and then we were doing like a family shoot.
Oh, nice.
And 2 cute ass kids, like beautiful parents, like just hiking in like this amazing redwood grove that took me 40 minutes to get to and then 5 minutes to get to,
So nice.
and we got like 30 amazing selects out of it.
Yeah, that's great.
Just like such low effort, and it looked like it was like fairly produced, and it wasn't, and it just like just works here sometimes. Like
Definitely.
the quick one-off stuff is perfect. The
Yeah, yeah.
project-based stuff, a lot more challenging.
Absolutely.
Because that was another weekend thing where I was like, oh, you guys have jobs, let's just do this on like a Saturday or Sunday.
Totally. Yeah, that's the thing about LA too, is like most people, it's their full-time thing, so everybody's available Monday through Monday.
Like begging to get hired for shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit. My dog is pacing. Hell yeah, the F3. That immaculate F3 that you copped off a Boomer.
Yeah, literally. This thing is like perfect condition. It's crazy.
Jeez.
The 1.2.
The Boomer 3000.
Literally.
I can't get over how pristine that is.
Yeah, it's good.
Relatively. Here, I'll
Well, this 50 mil alone is like, they sell for about 400.
also, FYI, I've got an 85 if you ever want to use it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yep. It's a pretty nice lens.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, if we're...
It's not that beat up. The lens is beat up,
Yeah.
but the body looks fine.
Yeah. Oh my god, this thing is... That
Yeah,
one
the
too is
1.
gorgeous.
Yeah, dude, it's sweet. Whoa,
man.
this is pretty nice. I'm gonna have to
Yeah, try that out, dude.
fire away. Shoot black and white while it's like harsh outside.
Yeah, it's a good call. Had to manually rewind my shutter count again.
I love just throwing this thing on auto shutter speed though. It's so nice. It's pretty beautiful. Yeah, this is winter in California. It's like
I'm straight up
60 degrees.
Straight up hot right now.
Literally.
My neck is just getting
Roasted.
deep fried.
Golden Gate.
I haven't been down here. Just never. Just haven't bothered to check it out.
Just because like you're even closer than like Fort Point. It's like
Yeah.
right, and the rock is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's sweet down here. It's usually a lot less crowded than this. This is quite busy.
I'm gonna go try to blast a cheeky frame of this couple over here.
Personally, I think Brian's work really stands out because he takes so much time
It's gonna be so
and effort into each composition, and he really has a very slow process when it comes to taking pictures.
I am so excited to see that. That is just a classic. I mean, come on. They straight up painting right there. drawing the bridge. Photos are just gonna be absolute classics. Oh my god. I just can't believe that. So perfect. The second we pulled up to like this parking lot, I was just feasting on that scene. They were drawing it was their date day.
Wow.
They were drawing, I think he was drawing the bridge and she was writing like passages about him drawing me. Like just dream couple. Just vibing.
Love that. What a gorgeous day.
Stay there, Sam.
Stand up.
Thanks. With gold, I find it really, it gives some awesome results when you shoot directly into the sun.
Yeah.
Like it'll flare out so nice, and the flares look really good.
That's great.
So this Olympus has just the gnarliest, like, light, like, I don't know, they're not leaks, but the flares just go crazy. Unlike any other camera I've used.
So nice.
Yeah.
I think oftentimes we forget to enjoy photography for what it is, first and foremost. A lot of the times we confuse it with money or fame or notoriety, and the reality of it is we all have to just enjoy photography for what it is, first and foremost, before we can allow ourselves to pursue it as a profession. A lot of the time I get asked, how do you not burn out while taking pictures? And the simple answer is you have to enjoy it for what it is. You have to enjoy the art in its simplest form. And I think Brian really does embody this as an artist.
It's like what Forrest has. It's such a great
Yeah,
color.
his car is sick. Truck. Steeds the beach. Sat down like the oldest man. Just collapsed into the street.
So you've been in San Francisco now for 4 years, which obviously is quite a bit of time really for anyone at our age to be able to live in a single place, especially after kind of they move out. And I think, you know, from what I can tell, San Francisco has definitely played a huge role in your development and, you know, the kind of stuff that you shoot as an artist. And I just want to ask you, like, how you think that, you know, specifically, you know, the neighborhood that you live in, the Outer Sunset, how that really has kind of developed your style into, you know, what it is today.
Yeah, I'd honestly say the biggest learning and kind of like growth that I've gotten out of living in San Francisco, as far as like my creative career, all of that, would be just composition. I think I get a lot of awesome like lifestyle photo inspiration just being out with my friends other places, kind of like going on quote unquote adventures. But San Francisco has like, and in particular my neighborhood, like you were saying, has taught me an incredible amount about like leading lines, like little fences in the foreground, kind of bringing you to a cute home on the corner of the street, and just like kind of picking certain things in a photo like that make a good photograph. That's what I guess like San Francisco and my neighborhood in particular has given me. Like, it's just, there are so many shapes to observe, color palettes to like really lean into and like observe, that I've taken a lot of like, I take film photos of that stuff, and then that kind of translates over to more commercial work and kind of creative direction as far as like projects go. So long-tailed answer to that question, but I think 4 years of observing light in my neighborhood and just enjoying it and just looking at it all of the time has given me so much.
Absolutely. And, I think something that I've noticed about you specifically, even just shooting with you today, and I think this is something, to anyone out there who's watching this who is really struggling to feel like they're, refining their eye, for lack of a better word. I think shooting every single day or as much as you can, carving out a very small sliver of time to really feel like, you can have some time set aside for yourself to go make something, to just, go out to wherever you live and to really just, go out and document stuff that interests you, whatever it is. It's a patch of light. It's a really interesting intersection. There's a cool car. There's really beautiful houses, nice architecture. And, I think the more and more that you do that, whether you realize it or not, over time, it really refines your eye. And creativity is a muscle. You have to be able to really rely on your creativity at some point, especially when, it translates to getting paid work.
Yeah.
You really have to be able to, rely on that creativity that you've been kind of fostering for many, many years, And I think, to anyone out there who feels like they're struggling with being creative, I think it comes down to really practicing that creativity on a daily basis. And if you can't do that, as much as you possibly can, because I think it really allows you to, be open to new ideas and, new concepts, and really just allow yourself to grow as an artist.
Yeah. To piggyback off that, I'm incredibly fortunate to live in San Francisco. It is an excuse to get out and take photos is as easy as me walking out the door and saying, cool, it's 4:30 in the afternoon in the winter, and it's like the light is perfect and there's all these amazing shapes, and it's not a chore for me to be like, I'm gonna go out and get a little brain train on. Like, this is just organic me wanting to, close out my day with doing something I enjoy. Doing so much of that repeatedly has transformed my eye on a daily basis. I'm walking to the grocery store and I can't help but look for compositions. I may not even have my phone on me per se, or a camera or any piece of gear, but it's translated into a raw appreciation of life as we know it. And that kind of level of thinking and appreciating kind of channels back into work and passion projects and stuff like that, as far as photo, video, whatever. Yeah.
So I guess I want to trace this all back just so, for everyone who doesn't know you or your work, a little bit of backstory on you. Obviously, San Francisco isn't really, your entire life. Like, you've had many different experiences and lived different places, and, it'd be cool if you could elaborate a little bit more on that and kind of how you've gotten to where you are now.
Yeah, I spent my youth, my formative years in Wisconsin. Grew up in a small town, kind of that borders Minnesota. Then I went to school for 4 years at the University of Minnesota. Picked up a marketing degree there, but I think ever since like 14, 15 years old, I was dead set on kind of making a big move after university. I knew moving to and like studying out of state was just going to be financially irresponsible for me. And I kind of bit the bullet and went to an in-state. I guess I got reciprocity at the University of Minnesota, but I got cheaper tuition that way. Was able to afford it with the idea that, I'd have a great time there. Minneapolis is awesome, but eventually I want to go do something else. So then I found a entry-level marketing job in San Francisco. By way of getting that degree. It was kind of my landing pad on the West Coast. I knew I wanted to live somewhere west of Denver. Ended up in San Francisco kind of on a whim, stroke of luck. And because of all of that lead up and like desire to make this move happen, I think I didn't take an ounce of it for granted. I was always stoked to be out doing something, experiencing something new, whether it was going out and taking photos or, getting drunk and floating the Russian River. Like, I just had so like a different world at my disposal that I was never ungrateful of. I think that charged me creatively, photographically, creatively. And I think that's kind of an answer to your question of like, why do you do what you do today?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. So I think something else that I've also kind of seen you today is you have a very like thoughtful approach to taking pictures. Like, you're not very rushed. And I think a lot of people in today's world, think that they have to take this quick picture that only lasts, a couple seconds, and sometimes that is the case. But I think something that when I see this in your pictures as well, like it's at times, quick and sudden, and the moment is fleeting. But a lot of the time, it seems like you really take your time and plan out like what you want this image to look like. You really feel like that has helped you shape the kind of images that you want to be making.
Yeah, I would say particularly this year, I really had a change of direction as far as going out and making photographs. I before was like, and I still am today, very interested in love lifestyle photography, photographing people, street photography, kind of fleeting moments like that where you do have to be on your toes and take that photo right away. But that stuff, frankly, isn't happening as much lately. But the blessing in disguise is that I have been able to slow down this year, unlike any other year, and really take my time creating images. And that also was paired with, I entered this pandemic getting super inspired by creating film images. And because that was kind of the foundation, that was where I started the pandemic, was like, damn, I'm really loving film. Like, I'm just gonna keep shooting film. And because I didn't have as many opportunities to shoot lifestyle photos, I ended up just creating a lot of like more still images of just scenes rather than moments. And I think slowing down and appreciating all that, starting to get interested in medium format over the summer, has been just a really nice and welcomed change of perspective. I think I'll be really excited when I'm photographing a lot of more energetic moments and stuff like that, as opposed to what I'm shooting more of nowadays, which is just slow stuff, everyday life on film, and like very careful.
All right, so we've been shooting kind of all day around the Marin Headlands area, which obviously, as you can see, is pretty incredible. But we are kind of gearing up for sunset now. We kind of were just relaxing for a couple hours, just taking our time while the light was pretty harsh. But now the light is beautifully golden, and we're going to kind of take this really scenic part of Highway 1 back to San Francisco. So we're going to go ahead and do that now.
Get on the road.
This is stunning. This looks like Big Sur, literally.
It does.
You said it looks like Big Sur? Yeah.
This looks sick.
This light's getting really soft over here now.
Wow.
This is smacking right now. Yeah, man. Outrageous. So many nuggets to look at. To get a shot of those arrows pointing at each other. I feel like that's something you don't see every day. Like, how sick is that? Come on.
Especially lined up with like the ridge.
Yeah. Might just have to shoot at street level. Check it out.
Actually,
I think that'll look really nice on the top that I think will look really nice.
Let's do like a cabin at 35 for it.
Some motion blur on a biker coming down.
Yeah.
I got 2 frames left to burn. I might as well do them now. So I can send these back with you.
This right here is nuts.
As our day was coming to a close, I just felt so grateful for the ability to meet up and take pictures with like-minded individuals. It was such a pleasure being able to spend the day with Brian and really get an insight into how he works, some of his favorite locations throughout the San Francisco Bay Area, and overall really just get the chance to hang out with a great human being who is excited about what he's doing. I can't wait to see what Brian does in the future. If you guys want to check out Brian's work, we will leave a link down in the description. Thank you so much as always for watching, guys, and enjoy episode 1 of Field Trips.